Hi, and welcome to Odyssey of Ascension. It is Friday's channeling. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's get going. Guy. Before we go on, when's the Q&A? When's the last Wednesday of this month? After Christmas, the Wednesday after Christmas, right?
Yes.
That'll be the 25th, 6th, 7th, 27th? 8th.
28th.
28th. The 28th, we'll be doing the first Q&A, for the Q&A for this month, for viewers to send in your questions. I've been getting some questions, so if you have questions, go ahead and email me, or just type it in the chat below in the comments, and then I'll put it in there. So the email is rswainhart, that's rswainhart@gmail.com. There we go. All right, here we go. Greetings once again to the collective Ocyphius. We bid you all a good day. Stand by. Ideology, generalization, intrigue, shiny things, wonderment, reflection, all of it. Reflection of the self of who you are. Understanding your self-reflection. Remember, guys, at one point in your idea creation, you, each and every one of you, you did not have a soul memory complex, so you never reflected. You were fleeting. We just went about our nows. We had no concept at what you call that space-time now of reflecting and looking at the same idea, single point of now from the same point of view, but of course it can't be because I'm always a new me. So even that moment changes. So your reflection of yourself was gifted by yourself, called soul memory complex, to look back at yourself. And now you look back at yourself in different ways. You have the ability to choose yourself in reflection. You have the ability to choose yourself in regret. You have the ideas to base things on. You understand time. You have a point of time and you're moving away from it. And you can go back to it and turn it around. And you have all these things that are now starting to come apparent that were such status quo ideas, and they didn't even fathom that they were really frickin' magic. And maybe now you can see the magic is happening, but not in the ways of what we call mystical magic. Magicians' ideas, disappearances, movement, things like that. It's a different kind of magic. It's the concept of what you are. Being an individual creator that bends light to the will of the now, that gives you what you already are. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Understand, if you choose, what you are now is what you've already chosen. You've already chosen it. So there should be, maybe, if you can let down your ego, swallow a little bit of pride, be a little bit humble in this moment, and realize that what's in your reality is literally your choice. So you guys have a delay, it's called time. The now's chosen already, and about, let's say, 1 billion nows later, you actually see what you've chosen in some kind of reflection in your realities, in the noticeability of your now. So you're literally always catching up to yourself. And you're returning to the now to understand what it is to be a creator with no intention, the will of the now. No thought about what about, or can I, or should I, or what this, none of that. All that's gone. Because it's already built in, and you're doing it already. So, if you can really release yourself and go along for the ride, and then maybe you can see the magic that's around you that you're not considering magical. You're not considering something worthwhile to look at. Because, of course, it's not important. How is time important? What's not important unless you make it important in the idea of stricture and the idea of limitation It is certainly not important in that idea. Maybe it has a precedence that you can look at it and say, look how awesome, I've created an idea called time for me to experience. Start looking at the magical self that you've always been, but you're looking at it with different eyes because you're not understanding that you are actually creating reality, creating the memory in the now, which gives you the idea of your past, creating the probabilities off of your subjective universe for the futures, and living time, validating co-created moments with people, with entities that all agree on a moment of time. You're magicians. But you don't think you are because you're looking for magical shit that has nothing to do with anything. It has the idea of, we call it transient. Our idea, the speaker collective oversoul Ra, there they are, says it's transient. In other words, it doesn't make a difference in you down the road. Okay? In an evolutionary idea universe, you look at points of existence as measurable. So if you get some idea stuff that you perceive as measurable because it has a thought in your mind that it's going to do something really good for you and it's going to make you fulfilled in that time, right? It's going to get really cool over there if I have that. But then you get that information and it's transient. It does nothing for the self of evolution. It's an experiencer. And we're not discounting it because every freaking nanosecond is experience and you're always filling yourself. You just haven't seen that yet. But when we're playing in the game of evolution, in Akashika's universe, okay? Akashika brought an idea to the table. And we're going to be an evolutionary universe within this construct, and all who play in here will understand its point of an idea of here I am, and now here I am, and I get to add in time because you like to say, realize what time is, and you get to see yourself evolve, and that's the gift of evolutionary universe. It was never meant for an idea, of course, of judging yourself or regretting your actions of the past, but that is the fear concept of the forgotten gods called humanity. So in that idea, when you're looking back at yourself and looking over at yourself and seeing all the selves that you're starting to become, you may want to look at how it's actually working, but not with the inquisitive mind of using the library of limitation. That's your past. To conceptualize how it's all working. When you let it be that idea, it presents itself. And the idea of this conduit, she has brought forth through all the speakers that she's co-created with in, let's say, the nows that have already occurred. She's realized that she's already made all these choices. And, is it the coffee again? Hang on, stand by. Okay. So she realizes that she made all these choices to give herself the experience. So she accepts everything in her reality, and then she starts to see the beauty of her creations. See, to bring Ocyphius through, okay? Ocyphius was the big god, first god she, like, big up, thunderous Ocyphius, greetings all, truly. So she understands the vibration, and then she puts a little here, a little bit there. And what is she doing? She's choosing already to experience the choice she's already made. So she finds this idea now, and there's all these probability choices that have already been made by the self, but she chooses the one, her idea, forgotten self, this one that says, I'm going to choose that, and chooses it for an experience. And when you choose the highest joy, it becomes the joy of what you are vibrationally, not details. Oh, you're gonna go down the rabbit hole if you go with the details. You stay with the idea of going with the vibration, and then you got this whole thing kicked in the ass. It's simple. You stick with the vibration that sings to your heart, and you know it, and don't kid yourself, because anytime you feel, and then all these words come in, but, and that's paralyzation, delay. That's judging your nows, okay? So, we want you to understand that you have been working through your idea self to let go of wherever this thing's going, your ascension, and wherever it's truly going is still unknown from all the points of view of now, so it's still a blank slate. And whatever you put on as a possibility of a limitation, you will reflect that limitation in your world. That's why we're saying accept all nows, because all nows have no limits on them, because you're accepting what you are, God, creation. And it just flows back in, and you go to a world unimaginable. So in the idea of accepting what you have already done is the easiest thing for you to do. You can't do anything about it. See, reality is you can't change the now. You can only change your view of the now, because all now is that. You're only changing the view of it. It's a rose, it's a dandelion. It's good, it's bad. Whatever you choose, you're the God here. Okay? Here you go. I'm giving you back your authority. You get to choose. You're the God. You've always been that. We're just telling you, hey, you're the God. Okay? So since you're understanding that, look at the now with the beauty that it is. And it says, I am, reality is. And I, which is you, made this choice. So, just like, oh, who was it? Oh, yeah, the Oracle. Right. In the Matrix. See, you've already made the choice. You're just here to understand why you made the choice. But it's not in an idea of why, and I have to think about why, because that's causation. And then you're right back to the game. What you do is accept the now and watch the whys come in. It starts to unfold. How is it so foreign to you, creation, humanity? How is it so foreign to you that you can really not do a damn thing on this planet? Because it's out of bounds. Because what? The repetition. What you've been taught. La, 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 la. Everything over and over again. But we can talk to this until the millennium's over, and you'll still not get it unless you do one thing, guys. Choose. Walk away from the situation you don't want to be in. What's going to happen? Whatever you perceive is going to happen, a fearful eye that keeps you paralyzed is actually not going to happen, because you're choosing the vibration of joy. But no one really trusts that, because you wouldn't be not doing it if you knew that was the truth. In other words, I don't want to be in situation A anymore. But I can't because. But if it's a mirror, if I choose this that says I don't want this and I go away from it, then my vibration makes me feel fucking awesome, because I'm choosing my vibration of self. My natural state of being, my I love me vibration. So that now becomes your vortex, in Abraham words, your highest excitement, echoing Bashar. It becomes idealized, your slipstream, to speak of Ocyphius. So you got that idea, and now your world becomes that idea view. And here's where you're getting a little jiggity-jacked. We'll hone our skills on this with you. You think that your vibration is higher or lower. You choose your joy, you think you're going to get immediate joy. No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. You're getting the view of what you've chosen, which is joy. See, you chose the now to be joyous because yourself said this is awesome, and you choose it. But it doesn't mean all of a sudden your idea world is going to materialize into a majestic forest, enchanted evening. The knight in shining armors and Do Re Mi playing in the field with Thumper. No. It's going to be reality is. You have to understand that your choice of yourself is to choose the heart that's coming out of you in its original, undistorted state. Love. And you're choosing to see yourself as that. And whatever you see is yourself. So if you accept first, if you need that permission slip, indifference, Sylvester taught, if you need that idea, you see what you are, you accept it, and you now will realize why you're here and now through the epiphanies of the now to bring you a joyous idea ride that requires no effort from you. We say that a lot through this conduit. We say that you don't need to be effort, but yet you all question in yourselves effort. We understand, because that's the barking of the past. That's the addicted self that you love to be, because it gives you a satisfactory feeling of belonging and all the stuff that Eckhart talked about. So you can see that this whole game is starting to come together, a nice big picture, synchronistically, harmoniously. It's a large, large orchestra, and it's all been conducted by you perfectly. It is only you that see or hear things out of tune. Only you. Is it a big pill to swallow that you've actually been creating your universe and you've never been a victim? And all the ideas that you perceived were perceived of someone else in your idea past of your coveting self? And when you diminish those idea beliefs is because you chose your truth for yourself and you gave it no indifference about it? That's not quite right. You gave it no judgment about that. See, why don't you guys remember some parts of your life? You remember weird parts or different parts or continuous, but there's a whole lot of life that you lived that you don't remember because it's coalesced. It never needs to be recollected anymore. The reckoning of it, if you will, doesn't need to be there because you understand it. That's why the now is beautiful, and whatever is in the now is you, showing you understand yourself. You are choosing this to see what you are in separation. When you see it as perfect with no indifference, you're just loving it, that's beautiful. It's perfect. There's no weighing, no measuring. That idea becomes you. You never question you. In that portion, there's many things about yourself you question. You beat the crap out of yourself a lot because I'm this and I'm not that, and what about this and what about that? But there's other portions of yourself that you'll give no homage to in any way, shape, or form. Why? Because you understand it perfectly. There's no filters. It's what you are. Love flows out and you receive it in perfect love, and you have no remembrance of it. You have no contortions about it, no distortions about it. You're just perfect in that. Ooh. Roxanne. So you got all that done, but there's other parts that come up and you wonder, but is it that tough to not do anything? Is it that tough to take no action? You're looking at the future in time and you have no idea the probabilities. So maybe you don't believe it's a mirror, maybe you don't believe it's a holodeck. Maybe you just don't believe that it can't be a vibrational light and the one earth that comes and collapses every split second. I'm here and gone, here and gone, here and gone. Maybe that's all bullshit. Maybe it's not any of the things that I've learned. What is it then? Is it the solid idea? Well, welcome to the life you've lived. If you believe your idea selves of the past, that solid self that gives you that comfort and knowing I'm a belonging member of society, then you shall remain that. But when we offer unknowns, acceptance of it blindly, if you want to call it that, going into the unknown, being totally naked, vulnerable to the unknown, the only thing that's going to happen is love. And we've had enough entities on this idea, interactions with proxies, and of course in your timelines and other interactions with Daniel Scranton and Rob Gauthier and Bashar and Abraham and Cryon and Jay-Z and let's say all of them out there, all entities, someone always finds themselves. And it works, and they do it because they've given up trying to figure out this game. Trying to protect themselves. From what? You? Are you that horrible that you need to protect yourself? You think that thing over there is not you. Your identification, your relationship, how you relate to it is determinant on how that idea over there reacts to you. It's a mirror. Big smiles. Seriously, really. That's how it works. So you have a guy over there, a woman over there, a person over there, situation, a company, anything that says that, how you relate to it is how the vibration is perceived, and that is what you are now. It has an idea of fear, you go, oh, that's scary. So then your now becomes scary. You've chosen the now, and your now represents the same thing. Now, listen close. It's not fear in the next now. It's not. See, you think if I choose to accept it, or if I choose to fear it, the next now you think it's still that. It's not. That's why every now is new. The body's new. if you look at that fear and say, oh wow, that's scary. But then you go, oh no, I'm attracting that. No, you're not. Because all you have to do is, I accept that. It may look scary. I accept that I see that thing as scary. But I'm going to love it. And then the now is done. That now is accepted as love, what it is originally, and therefore it will not attract in those ideas for you to keep choosing that vibration. Because now the vibration appears to you differently because you chose to see it different. Everything in the mirror is love. It comes out of you, hits the mirror, reflects back, and then it is all up to you, your filters. Guys, you've been God the whole frickin' game. And now you're starting to see glimpses of what it is to be God, what it is to be a creator. And you're now, let's say, responsible is a limiting word. The ability to respond was Bashar's offering. And you have the ability to respond to your reality because your response is your reality. And you can't avoid that. You can't get help. Because no one is help, truly. It's only a perceived idea of help. But truly is what it is not help. It's creation being itself. But it takes too long for you to watch and trust that creation is actually going to work out. It might even take 3 or 4 months for an epiphany to come that's just monumental enough for you to give up. You always get miracles in the now. You immediately start accepting all reality is. A few now later, shit starts to change already. But see, if it's not important enough as of a miracle that's going to solve the big one, am I worthy? Am I safe? Is there really no attack? Is there really no bad outside of humanity? Have I been decorating and painting my images based off of everybody else's fears? Yes. And now you're starting to see the difference. Now, it's up to you. You're the God here. You. Roxy's a God that has a set of eyes. And she reflects. Roxy's will, her individual creative self, pulls me, pulls Ocyphius, pulls Sylvester, pulls the Christ conscious, pulls Gaia, pulls Rita behind the camera, pulls Jenny. All of those individual singularities, those selves that are me and you, and embraces and expresses it. What do you think you guys are doing? You're not allowed to use me? Christ conscious is the same thing as you are. Roxy's the Christ conscious. Are you? Of course. It's just an idea. It's an idea to express. You're all looking for, oh, I am this person. I'm Joan of Arc, or I'm Nefertiti, or I'm a pharaoh, or I'm something magical from the past. Because that's identification of, look at it, I'm worth something. But you're not worth a milkmaid, or the midwife, or the slave, or Joe Blow, who's a subway cleaner on the night shift. But you're that right there. See, you're that. But you look at that because it doesn't fill this emotional need that says I'm worth being here. And if someone can tell me I'm awesome some way or another, then I will feel good about myself temporarily. Because you're accepting it as an idea, just like you've done. And all ideas return to love, but you fight to keep them limited. That's why your life has been miserable. Because you fight your, let's say, limitations. With limitations, which feeds your limitations, which would sustains your separation, which is your pain, your anguish, your angst, your self-hatred, your diseases, your worries, your fears of the dominating gods that you've decorated yourself with, your money, your status, All of those separate ideas, your abundance, your lack of self-worth, all of these things are birthed from creation. So identifying them is what is the idea to understand them. And they're all within you, just like I am an idea that Roxy is becoming the idea. She takes her energy and my energy, mixes it together and expresses this idea. And she gets expression and creation in the mirror. And this is a hell of a lot more fun for her than fucking around with the idea of when my next idea session's going to be there, or how am I going to do this, or how am I going to... All that's gone because the world takes care of itself. Because all I want to do is give you what you are. That's all I want to do. I am the constant giver. I cannot not give. But I have no intention to give because that's what I am. I don't have to think about giving. I'm just there creating. Guess what? Ready? Here it is. I just got here because you told me to. Thank you for bringing me into your world. If you want that. This is your choice. This is what creation does for you all the time. Get out of the way and watch it change. But you're not worth it if you don't do something awesome. If you don't look like you're accomplishing. If you don't have that drive and motivation to have an outcome in the future, because that's all you've been taught that's worthy of some kind of recognition. You just can't be, because it's not good enough. And then you go through the rigmaroles of all the people that you find your value in. You love them and you're waiting for their fucking approval. And you're a prisoner to them. And whenever they get around to making you feel good about yourself, you will find other ways too. Addictions, substitutions of different ideas, so you can bring yourself into a state of being, of non-separated, a belonging state that's temporary, a band-aid. You guys do it all the time. It's a routine. It's your whole life. But now it can change. These are awesome boots, Roxy. Big leather. Feel that, right? You know? Ride that pony. So you guys can change now. Literally, you're no longer victim to what you were because you're aware. And we've given you everything you need. But there's no ascension as the whole that you need to be focused on. If I have everything I need, why haven't I? Because it's the journey. You got to choose it for yourself and let go of what happens to humanity, because we can't die. There's nothing bad that happens to any of us. We are all one idea of love. So let go of what is supposed to, should, or is not happening, and start to accept your world, and your world becomes the lighthouse for others to choose what's within them to accept. I am this, I am that. That's beautiful, that's beautiful, that's beautiful, that's beautiful. And I am that. You don't have to convince yourself, oh, I love that. Someone's getting murdered. I love that. No, not that bullshit. You leave it alone. You accept reality as awesome. You guys are choosing. See you up there. That's it. They're going to pop out, pop back into another room. But you think there's pain. You think there's wrong. That's division, 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 division. Oh, put them in prison. Give them more bars, more bars. Your prison system doesn't work, does it? Because you keep giving more people reasons to be prisoners. Because when you build something that's supposed to do something, creation does what it's supposed to do, exactly what you want, and therefore you get that. Why do you think you have more prisons? Because you're asking creation to give you more prisons. That's how it works. It's so perfect. So instead of you thinking about all the problems of the world and all the things that's been done to you, clean your slate and feel scared. Alone, airy, non-solid, and then accept that you are. And the one thing you're going to notice, pay attention right now, is that you never lose awareness of the now. So you can't disappear and become nothing, because you're always aware. And a lot of you have been filled with, let's say, a past year of nows that said it's all going to fall apart, but you're watching this frickin' video right now. You've been aware that whole time. And you're still aware. So give up on anything that's going to happen to you because you're keeping yourself in a suspended, let's say, state of being. Yeah, that'll work. So you're that all the time until you let go and just give in and just be that airy, I'm scared shitless self for a few nails because there's nothing around me that gives me identity. I don't need them to give me this love. I don't need them anymore. I don't need this. I don't need to fear that. I don't need to do anything except be now. And it fucking is the most foreign, scariest shit in the world because you're actually getting connected again. And it's so unfamiliar to you because you've been solid in a separated self, so you don't know who you are in the whole self. But this is what's happening. So take a chance on yourself. Take a chance on me. Take a chance. Love up. 25-year reunion, I think, yeah. So, the idea here is to give in, understand and accept you've already made the choices. Time is what you're playing with to catch up to the nows that have already been over. The drama's played out. It's over. When? Now. But you've given yourself the gift of time and realization of the self from a start point and an evolutionary idea to a current point of this wonderful universe. And you're beating the crap out of it with your own selves of limitations. And that's wonderful because at least you're doing something other than what you were. That's awesome for yourself. You are moving like a freight train out of control into the unknown, and that is the most awesome, epic idea of this. That's why you have the biggest show in the galaxies. Everybody's watching the ascension of the forgotten species. Not a, the forgotten species. You. And we're all watching this game unfold in the most beautiful, harmonious, magical way ever unknown possible. And you guys are the trailblazers. So do as you choose. We don't care. Because I know you. Me and you are the same. I know me, I know you. I'm never going to miss you. I'm never going to get worried about you. I'm never going to see you sick. I'm never going to see you poor. I'm never going to see you any way except perfect. Because that's how I view myself. Because I don't have distortion eyes. You do. But you are me, so I don't have distortion eyes, so you don't have distortion eyes. All you have to do is choose them. And choose them, sorry, Rox. Choose them in the now by being yourself. Follow that heart, and we're going to get this, and then you will see the results of this in a few nows from now. Choose your heart. Deny what you do not want to do. I don't want to do that. Deny it. Stay limited. Accept it. I do not want to do that. I accept I don't want to do that. Bye-bye. As Eckert said, bye-bye. Boba. Boba said that, yeah. So you got that. You got that idea of yourself. This is all me. I'm now. I don't need to do anything except what I want to do, which is not even a need to do. You will just move and just create. And that's it. We know it's repetition, but we're driving this home so we can evolve to the non-evolutionary idea of ourselves. That's coming. We will now become the conduit teacher of non-evolutionary ideas, so you guys don't have to keep fucking around with comparing what you were. That's over. All you are is now. That's it. Accept the beauty of yourself, and you'll never have to weigh, measure, or judge yourself ever again, because there's no need to. Because you're so wonderfully focused on the now, because there's just too damn much in there exciting instead of the shit that you thought was important in time. We love you. We'll see you in the next now. Bye now. Hi guys. What's he doing?
He wants these chips.
Well, give him some Pringles. Give him the dill.
Giving him cookies.
You can give him the dill pickle flavor. So good. Dill pickle flavor Pringles. I love creation. It's like I get it in a potato chip too. Oh my God.
Oh, they make popcorn too.
Oh, I know. So fun. I love you guys. We'll see you next week. Start writing your questions if you have any questions for the next Q&A. And thanks once again all for tuning in. And for those who have been donating, wow, thank you so much. Wow, nice little surge there. You know, that was beautiful. I love my nails. Bye, guys. Oh, beautiful.